If you caught last Sunday's video, we built this amazing lakeside dock and deck, but I'm not done yet. I've got some really big plans for the area around it. Ty is feeling under the weather and has a nasty stomach bug, so I'm steering clear of him. Outside projects it is. The goal for today is to hopefully finish off this walkway fire pit area that I've been working on over the last few days. The first thing we need to do is kind of measure out where it's going. So I want it to be like more so in the center of this fire pit area. We're gonna go like this. Oh. Gotta get crusher dust, that's the next step. I had a feeling it was coming. All right, I am gonna go get a load of crusher dust from that big pile over there. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully one load will do it. We're gonna compact this and we're gonna do it in a fancy way. We're just gonna step on it. Get our core into it now. It's seeming nice and tight, so let's see how unlevel we are. Wow. We're actually pretty good. Oh, it's gonna be a good day. We need a tamper, which was my feet. Okay, we're opening this. Wow, I really like the stones. Look at them. These should make a circle on their own because you just gotta place them close. Okay, we're gonna check the level on these ones. Wow, this is awesome. We'll be able to have fires and we can tell ghost stories. Okay, let's pull all these in, nice and tight, 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 tight. All right, we've got a fire pit. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Now what I'm gonna do is get to work on putting some of the nice rock over in this area. The reason I'm not gonna do over on this side of it just quite yet is because I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for the stairs. Just gonna level out these bits and these bumps.
I'm here for you, for what you need, to lend a helping hand. When you wake up, just know that we're always there.
As I was filling in the fire pit area with gravel, I realized that by changing the elevation of this space, it's going to completely mess things further up the line. These concrete steps that lead down to the lake have definitely seen better days. Rather than ripping them out and recasting all the concrete, I decided to cover them up by building C-shaped stairs out of wood around each concrete step, and then overlapping the next step on top of it. That way, when I backfill it with gravel, it'll all hold. Sort of like a retaining wall step, just super affordable and a DIY version. All right, so it's been a minute since I last picked you up. Since then, I've gotten gravel spread on this section of the fire pit area and also all the way down the walkway. And then I figured out what I'm gonna do with the stairs. So we're just gonna continue kind of like we did up the top with the C for the bottom step and then one across to create kind of a step situation, you know? Don't know if that makes sense. That's gonna make sense if you just stick around and watch the stair magic happen. Best level. That's looking pretty good. Get it started.
Avalon, off the lawn.
Always remember your safety glasses. I don't normally, sometimes I do forget, but I'm only human after all. All right, it's all time. Plug your ears, folks, it's gonna get loud.
How I'd fall right into your arms.
Oh, we're done. Clean up my tools as I go. By clean up, I mean put them on the back of the truck so they're out of the way for now and deal with them later. My glutes, the glutes are on fire. I think I get to do that like 6 more times. Okay, these steps are just about done. Not gonna cheat, but I did promise myself a wine reward when the steps were done. Gonna adjust these rocks just slightly. Okay, that looks kind of nice. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go one strip at a time. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So this one will go like this. Where are you going? What are you doing? You were just supposed to check out my new stairs and give me praise. I tell you when you're a good boy. I always tell you when you're good boys. All right, I got my wine, I got my boys. I'm just gonna power through and get the rest of this gravel spread. Cheers. Hey friends, so it's a beautiful windy day here and I figured It's a perfect day to get started on building my axe throwing area. We're just gonna jump right in and get going. So the first thing we need to do is clear out all this tall grass. So I'm gonna use the whipper snipper. I feel like that's not normal. Then what I gotta do is go like this, take 2 out now, put 1 in that hole, 1 in this hole, and then bag for more. See how long this lasts till we're back in the same situation. Oh, it'll break. I finished whipper snipping. If I pushed down on it, it seemed like more would come out, so I might be onto something there. Anyway, I got my landscape fabric out. I've got a rough idea of how it's gonna lay out, but I'm building a regulation axe throwing setup because I want to be the proper distance. So I got my measuring tape, I got some rocks, and we're gonna start to plan out the different areas. Holy, this cart holds a lot, which is great because you don't need as many trips. But on the flip of that, it was a struggle to get it up off the beach. Okay, wow. So if we start where the tape is, right around there, then you're standing right where the board's gonna be. You're gonna have to eventually move. Okay, can you see it? I think it looks pretty good. Wow. Okay, I got the whole layout figured out. So what we're gonna do is, this is eventually going to be re-graveled, this road that goes down to the beach. I'm also stuck on names. Let me know what you think is a good name for it. I'm stuck between Lake Lane or Beach Boulevard. So I just don't know. I can't commit to one because I love them both. Anyway, I'm rambling. There's no real method to this, or at least I don't think there is. I just kind of shove rocks in and hope for the best. So rather than having to collect so many big rocks, I grabbed some crusher dust from a pile over there that's been sitting there since the previous owners had some project on. And I figured that's what I can put the base on, and then I don't need as many rocks. And so I'm just gonna spread this out all willy-nilly. There we go, folks. No wonder Tyler always says, if I want to do it, I can. I think he's smarter than me. Never admit it to him directly, but he obviously knows how much work these projects are going to be. And then I'll have another Pinterest idea. But that's what keeps life interesting. You never know what DIY you're gonna wake up and try and tackle. Okay, keep going. We're at that point now where if I stopped, it's like too obvious, you know? Like, oh, I don't know what that is. It must be an ancient ruin. So, not gonna have it all done today. Surprise. You all probably knew. I didn't, just realizing this now. But I decided to jump in the tractor and bring in a couple loads. So now I'm gonna spread it, but my little garden rake is missing, so I gotta use the big landscape rake. I think the universe is telling me it's like time to call it a day. But I wanna get this spread so that I can feel good about this. Oh, you can still kind of see me, but we're gonna turn you a little. Whew. There, that looks better. I'm gonna turn the screen around so I don't scratch it. Tyler will get mad. This one time I left the camera on the top of the car and drove off, and it fell off and smashed all over the road, and he's always after me about being careful with the cameras. One time. Little shovel, break it up with a little rakey. I tell you what, when I get this flat, I'm done. I'm done. The bugs are too bad. I'm too tired from getting rocks, but we tried. So I came in and checked on Ty. He's still asleep and just relaxing and recovering, which is awesome. After I had a bite to eat, I got a second wind and went back out. I really wanted to get the trail to the bunkie and then down to the lake done. You can take some cardboard or brown paper and put it down, and it acts like a natural weed barrier that kind of stops the weeds underneath, and then it will break down over time. So did that, put some soil on top, a little bit of mulch, and it just really finished off the space so nicely. Honestly, there is so much work that goes into not only figuring out the materials for these projects, but then learning the skills to put it all together. I recently came across a website called Craftsy, which is an online community for DIY enthusiasts and crafters alike to find new inspiration and learn new skills. They are the sponsor of today's video, but I am honestly such a huge fan of the platform. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. There's more than 2,000 courses on there, from painting to crochet, even things outdoors like gardening or woodworking, which I'm working on this week. There's something for everyone. I was laughing to Tyler about it the other day. I wish we had have known about Craftsy back when we were living in the first RV and trying to sew the curtains. Ow. It may have been a whole different experience. And that just shows like there really is something for everyone on there, no matter what it is you're trying to tackle. The best part about Craftsy is they are majorly hooking you up if you use the link in our description box down below. The first 1,000 people to sign up using that link are going to get 1 year of the premium membership for only $1.49. That's such a huge savings. So make sure you use that link because I know you're going to love the community as much as I do. But for now, I'm just going to relax a little bit because it's been a long day and I've got another busy day tomorrow. Today is a beautiful day here at the lake, and I've been picking away at the landscaping here, getting all these wood chips in. So I used up what was left of the old pile, the same stuff I used when I did behind the bunkie. And then these are leftover hemlock chips from over at the land that I put into Rubbermaid totes and brought over. And then that is now the area for the axes to fall on, so that way they're not landing on rocks and chipping. So today we're gonna finally finish building this. Don't really have plans for this because I'm using up leftover material. So I'm using 2 ground spikes, some 4x4s, and these leftover boards from what I'm assuming must have been a dock system that the previous owners had. So anyway, it's gonna be interesting, I think. It's gonna be a little experiment, hey? Gotta do some math. Let's just get at it, because yeah, I got my book, I got a marker, and I got my phone for a calculator, and we're gonna figure this out using what we've got. So let's do this. You ready? Huh? Where's your safety goggles? You know you're not allowed on the site without them. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out 12 feet because that's the throwing distance.
But I'm a little afraid I'm still holding it in and I don't want to let go. They say the little mistakes that don't break us, they make us and teach us to let go.
I kind of drew out the important things. So this is what we're trying to build, in case you're wondering. So these are the 4x4s that we're trying to get in with ground spikes. This number's not right anymore. That's not gonna be 4 feet. It's gonna be 37.5 if I've done my math correctly, but we're gonna double check it because I don't trust myself. What can we do? We could always just put a stop sign there and say it's art. Talking about how cities have taken over the forest. The chips represent the bulldozed forest and the stop sign represents industrialism. What if we try moving back a little bit? You know, maybe the route's running this way. And if we were more like here, like we can cheat it a bit. Right? We can make this work. Right? You can have your route. I can throw my axes. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our 4x4s in and see if this was all, oh, don't go too far. This is all for nothing. Just lock you in temporarily. We'll adjust you in a little bit. Right? See? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So let's get these level, or plumb, sorry. I know the terminology now. Dumpy's been teaching me the right words, like apparently it's not crissy-crossy screwdriver, it's Phillips. 52 and 52. If Dumpy was here though, he'd be like, well actually that's 52 and 7/8, but 52 today. Now I did something really wrong here. Okay, so we're gonna do 52. Okay, 6 times 7.5, it's 45. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. Don't go far. I'll show you where we're at so far. 2 posts, 52 apart. We're in inches, okay? A lot of people ask, like, how come we use inches and feet, and then certain things we use like kilometers? And I don't know, honestly, I really don't know. It is kind of annoying, like figure it out. We should do one or the other. But like it just sounds so weird to me. There's a float plane coming. Okay. So that's gotta be 60. Okay, so that's to the center. Okay, so now what we're trying to figure out, in case you're as lost as I am, we're trying to figure out where we need to place the 2 bars that are going across that are going to hold the board. You with me? Okay, so for that, plane's coming back, I think.
Hey guys, I'll tell you what, the last few days have been brutal. We thought it was gastro at first, but it was definitely something that I ate. It was really rough, but I'm so glad that one of the first things we did was renovate this guest bedroom and bathroom. It has been such a lifesaver to just be like on my own and trying to get through this. I'm convinced there's 2 types of people in the world. Those who like to have their back rubbed and, you know, all the support when they're sick. I am not that guy. Don't touch me, don't talk to me. I just need my space. And my little squirrel, hey. She's been keeping me company while Todd's been outside with the boys. But anyway, I did want to show you a pretty cool find about this bathroom. So when we renovated the space, pretty much everyone was like, why wouldn't you just rip out that makeup station vanity area? Which, true, it doesn't have a lot of function, or so we thought. I've set this up as my bed for the last few days, and let me tell you, this has been so convenient. I've got my water, I've been able to refresh in the shower after I feel gross. The toilet is right there. It has just been so wildly convenient. It's the little things when you're sick. Also, I'm in a pretty good mood this morning. I had Gatorade and kept toast down for the first time, and I just feel like the worst is behind me. If you've been sick like this before, you know what it's like. It's not fun, and all I want to do is be outside with Todd. I can only imagine what he's accomplished in the last few days. You know what he's like.
So this project is actually going really, really well. This 2x6 is left over from when we made the beam for the bunkie, and it's exactly 52 inches, which is awesome. I don't need to cut it, but I do need to get the other 2 pieces off of it. So I'm gonna go over to the bunkie and grab a hammer and a pry bar and just beat my wood for a little bit.
Life is push and pull, you can get through, let it out. Don't rewind and take a step back to react to all the things you can change. You won't rearrange your problems in the face. Come on, just let it out.
All right, now the hardest part is over. We just gotta cut out 5 boards, screw them on, boom, we're done. That's it. Oop, oop, oop. Gotta move some stuff out of the way because this is how people get injured. You know, what I was reading is to make sure you choose your center board, which is the bullseye, to have no knots in the center. So I just want to make sure that the one we go with for our center board is the best one. You're naughty.
Rewind and take a step back to react to all the things you can change. You won't rearrange your problems in the face. Come on.
How are you feeling?
Way better.
Yeah?
Like, night and day. Oh,
Nice. All right, well, I'm done if you want to go see it.
Sure.
Wow. Yeah. It added an extra step. So there was 3 before, but now there's 4. But they match the same height as the stairs on the deck. Wow. And they're solid. So it's just backfilled with gravel underneath. God, it looks so good. And then I got this walkway area done. Wow, that looks good too.
So you gravelled this too.
Yeah, and then there's 2 steps here so that the fire pit area could all be one level.
Wow, it's so nice.
I got distracted with another project, so I haven't quite figured out the benches or the chairs yet, but I'm happy. I think it looks good.
It looks really good.
And then, do you want to go see the other project?
What did you do?
Over here. So I kept working on the trails. So the bunkie connects into this one, which is kind of like a shortcut from the lawn to
What did you do?
Beach Boulevard. And then this is the axe throwing.
Oh my god.
I think it's pretty cool though. Like,
That is cool. What's this?
that's a safety net so that if we have people over and they're coming up the trail, it comes across this way.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so this comes over.
So you don't get hit in the head with a knife, basically.
Yeah, like we want our friends to leave with all the facial features that they arrived with. So it hooks over here.
But if no one's here, we don't need it up?
Yeah. So I got axes And I got knives. Why are you backing up? Do you want to try?
Why is there wood chips? Oh, so it bounces back.
And like if it bounces, it doesn't hit rock and break.
Have you tried it already?
Yeah. You gotta go hard.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ooh!
Good job. I find the knives not as easy. Like they don't stick in as well.
Ooh!
That's a bullseye too.
That's a bullseye. Wow. This is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's cool.
Well, I'm
Oh,
glad
wow.
you had a productive couple days. Well, all in all, I would call this a very worthwhile project. Ooh!
That's a bullseye.
That is a bullseye.
Yeah, finally. I mean, I missed the board 20 times.
Good job.
I was bound to hit it eventually.
Yeah, at least when the camera was rolling, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that this is going to be a lot of fun in the summer when we have friends and family over. It's just another thing that we can do at the lake. So,
Yeah.
good call.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go spend some time together. I feel like I haven't seen you all week. So,
Yeah, I've been up to some stuff.
yeah.
We will see you next Sunday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.